G'day, Livio, Regano with tonight's weather. Rather warm today without the cooling effect of the trade winds. Hot enough inland to fire up some decent thunderclouds over Brisbane, but nothing so far on the Sunshine Coast. A cooler, cloudier southeasterly wind change is on track to reach us tomorrow, restoring coastal showers by probably mid-afternoon. Today's top temp at the airport was 29 degrees after a low this morning of 18, nice and fresh. Inland temperatures were a bit higher though, with Gympie rising to a top of 33. Let's look at the satellite loop. Everything's going roughly to plan. The shower area has contracted further and further north and is now basically just affecting North Queensland. But at the same time, inland ahead of the trough, and you can actually see that line there, we've been seeing random showers and storms popping up all over the place, and some of them have got dangerously close to the coast. Right now we're pretty safe on radar for the Sunshine Coast, and I suspect that later tonight they'll just go away and we'll get away scot-free, and we may not have a storm at least until tomorrow afternoon. Let's look at today's chart now. There's the inland trough that's lined up all those storms. On the western side you can see there's a strong south-southeasterly change which is approaching us, but on the eastern side, based on the lack of isobars, there's almost no wind. So we haven't had our usual cooling trade winds. Instead, that hot land mass has given rise to those big bubbles of cloud inland that did form into storms. Tomorrow's chart, very quickly, that high pushes under the trough and noses a new high out into the Tasman Sea, which starts working its way up the coast in the form of a southeasterly change. It should get to us pretty early, but won't kick in until later on. And then on the outlook chart, this is Sunday now, the southeasterlies become widespread right up and down the coast, actually less strong than they will be on Saturday, but just a bit more established with more moisture, and having blown over the ocean for a little bit longer, there's a better chance of us getting showers on Sunday than there is on Saturday, and they'll continue into next week as well. So now the latest from the Weather Bureau, the boating forecast for Sunshine Coast waters, east to southeast winds, 10 to 15 knots at first, but freshening to 20 knots in the afternoon, then settling back to 10 to 15 again for Sunday, Monday, while gently nudging around to the northeast. Highest seas around 1.5 metres. Our morning high tide won't be in the morning for much longer, with the full moon rising an hour later each night. Tomorrow's peak will be another big one, Sunday's a little less so. Now, the southeast coast districts, some early morning fog in the light breeze, but then mainly fine, with perhaps a shower or storm later on. Maroochydore and Nambour both heading for 30 degrees and Gympie a top of 31. Looking ahead for Maroochydore, slightly cooler on Sunday with temperatures waffling around average after that. Showers are possible any day, but may not truly kick in until later in the week. Well, folks, I'll finish on a boring note and not show you a photo, but I do hope you have a really awesome weekend, regardless of how the weather plays out, and I look forward to convening with you again on Monday to start a brand new chapter in the great book of weather. Now it's over to Robbie, Sherwell with the complete lowdown on the surf.
Thanks, Liv. Well, after all that swell we had for the last couple of weeks, the forecast for this weekend looks like we're going to have between 2/3 and 1 metre of easterly swell, sitting about 8-second intervals right up and down our coastline. Now, we do have high tides between about 9:45 and 10:30 both days. The better place we're checking with the winds, we're going to have light nor'westers tomorrow, hopefully for the light westerlies on Sunday morning before an east-southeaster does set in at about 10 to 15 knots. But the winds are going to be light most of the day tomorrow, swing around to the east-northeast in the afternoon. Now, with the tides and the swell, it is worth checking all the beach breaks up and down the coastline. I know the very lower end of the Kawana stretch has got a few sandbanks. The Maroochydore stretch has got plenty, so has around Twin Waters, Marcoola, and it's also going to be worth checking out between Peregian and Sunshine and Alexandra Bay. For swimming, we've still got those very unstable sandbanks and really strong rips, particularly as the tide drops out. Please stay safe, pay heed to lifeguards' warnings, only swim between the red and yellow flags. That water is sitting at 25.5 degrees. I hope you have a wonderful weekend across the coast beaches. Now it's back.